Welcome back. It is Friday, May 24th in the MLB. Our 5 best bets are on the way. It's Austin joined by Logan. Let's do a recap of yesterday at 0-3 day. We were just on a great run, finding some momentum. Get kicked right where it hurts at 0-3 day. Let's talk about it. Parlay of the day did not hit. Paul Skeens could not get the Ks. We went between that and Andrew Heaney's 4+ hits allowed. Of course, we picked the wrong one. Tigers money line, they tied it up, and then their bullpen absolutely collapsed. It's just disaster. And Grayson Rodriguez over 4.5 hits allowed. If you told me the White Sox had 9 base runners against him, I'd be like, all right, well, 5 hits, right? No, we walked 5 guys and hit one. He was even throwing competitive pitches. Nothing we can do there. Woof, an 0-3 day. And I take full blame for that, Logan, because I stopped wearing the hoodie. If you remember, I said I would keep wearing the hoodie if we kept winning, and we did. And then I took the hoodie off for our last video. And, of course, it was an 0-3 day. So that's on me. We're going to dial it on in, though, today. If you are new, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Let's have a wonderful Friday. Now, on a side note, it's going to be a little bit of Logan-only videos in the MLB going forward. I'm going to be out of town a little bit. So, Logan, I'll still probably try to give him some picks here and there when I have some time. And if I cash both my picks today, I'll give him some every single day. But Logan will be doing the videos, and he'll be doing his editing and whatnot on his own side. But hopefully he can turn it into a winning season, because I know we certainly are capable. We're going to start with our first pick of the day. Parlay of the day. It's on Odds Checker. We always do this. I think we're going to go back to 2 hitters today. Yesterday should have hit the Yankees-Mariners under was free. We just got cute with a K prop, which we don't do K props. And that's probably why, because Paul Skeens had like 2 Ks wiped off the board thanks to the umpire. But either way, it's on the Odds Checker. Top link and pinned comment in description. I want to say we're 24-15 on them this year. So pretty good hit rate, 60-ish%. Pretty solid. Go check it out. Top link and pinned comment, description, and I'll link it at the end of the video once it is live. Go tap into that. Now I'm going to segue that into my first pick of the day, because we got 5 of them, 2 of them involving myself. I'm going to dive into my first and my only game pick. I'll have a player prop in a little bit. I like the Angels first 5 money line, or first half money line, however your book wants to notate it. It is -110 on Bet365. Now, personally, I play this to about -130. If you look at the full game, the Angels are favored in the first half. They're like -130 in a bunch of different books. However, in the full game, they're a little bit of underdogs, -104. So it's why I'm touching them just the first 5, because I don't trust their bullpen at all, and I don't think they have the bullpen advantage against the Guardians. Hence why I think they're favored in the first 5, but I can see them choke in this game. I don't want to go through the first 5 innings sweating this one out. Now, if you look at the Angels, obviously, they're not an inspiring team that you're like, oh, yes, let me go back them. It's not like they have Ohtani. They don't have Mike Trout. But I like their matchups today, and I think they have the better starting pitcher. Now, I do want to note, though, if you are on Bet365, they put the first 5 money line a little weird. Instead of putting, first 5, you bet the money line. They have it at first. You go to the innings tab. You scroll down to the 5 innings, little subset, and you take the Angels 0.00 spread in the first 5. It's weird, but it's the same thing. Let's talk about Logan Allen, who will start for the Guardians. He's been pretty good in his last 2 starts. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs in both of those. However, he has given up 6 and 7 base runners. They just weren't hit home, which has been on brand. When we back a team, we rarely get those timely hits. But in those games, he faced the White Sox, one of the worst teams with runners in scoring position. They went 0-6. And then he faced the Twins, a team that was obviously scorching hot, but started to reel a little bit. And he went 0-2 with runners in scoring position and forced them into 2 ground balls. When Logan Allen has things working, he's pitching really well. But when he doesn't and he's missing location, it's just going to be some hard extra base hits. And I don't like his matchup today against the Angels. Now, they don't have a lot of guys that if I were to tell you, hey, name me 3 Angels starting today, you probably wouldn't be able to, because they got a lot of young guys out there, but they've hit the lefties really well last 2 weeks. Angels 4th in batting average, 2nd in slugging versus left-handed pitching. Look, we saw what they did to Framber Valdez a couple days ago. He was doing really well through 4 innings, and then the 5th inning, they put up 7 runs on him. That's what they're capable of. We've seen them touch up the last 6 lefties. Look at these last 6 lefties to face the Angels. Those guys allowed 4, 4, 7, 4, 2, and 8 earned runs. So they've hit lefties really well. And Logan Allen is a guy that prior to those last 2 starts had seen 3 runs or more, or given that up in 6 straight. Is Logan Allen a 0 earned run pitcher? I don't think so. I think some regression's coming here today. It's going to come at the hands of the Angels. Now, on the other side, we need Patrick Sandoval to pitch decently, because if Sandoval holds the Guardians scoreless, at the worst, we push and get our money back, because the first 5 money line instead of a first 5 run line is, yeah, you have your chance to get your money back here. But Sandoval, if you look at his stats, 4.59 ERA and a 1.47 whip. Middle of the pack, but he's been a lot better in May, which I like to see that. In May, 2.6 ERA and a 1.12 whip. His batting average, which was a 306 in March and April, all the way down to 231. So he's been doing much better. He's faced some tough matchups in there. I mean, the Royals got 11 hits on him, and he only gave up 4 earned runs, which is pretty impressive. You've given up 11 hits, you're probably giving up 5, 6, 7 earned runs, but managing it to 4, which obviously we don't want that today, still decent. And the Guardians, like Logan touched on a few days ago, they have not seen a lot of lefties. Logan backed Jose Quintana against them. What did he do? He held them scoreless through 5, did get roughed up in the 6th inning, which is fine for us. We don't care what happens after the 5th inning. But like Logan said, Garrett Crochet was the only other lefty they had really seen since May 5th, and he held them scoreless through 6 innings. Now, I'm not saying Sandoval holds them scoreless, but he does have a higher than normal K prop at 5.5, which he rarely hits, and it's juiced on the over. And he's pitched against the Guardians really only once last year, 7 2/3. So we went pretty far in that game. Guardians 17th in batting average, 12th in WRC plus versus lefties over the last 2 weeks. But like I said, haven't seen a lot of them. And then my last note, you'll look at I feel like I've talked for like 5 minutes. If you look at the props here, just looking at the pitching props, Logan Allen's earned run line more juiced than Patrick Sandoval's, who's 2.5 plus 125. The hits allowed, obviously, we look at that. Patrick's is at 4.5, Logan Allen's 5.5. But then you look at the outs line, Patrick Sandoval 17.5. and Allen at 16.5. So I think we have the pitching edge here in the first 5. I've talked for a long time. Angels first 5 money line is my first pick of the day, but Logan's got a game pick for y'all. Dive into it.
I'll give you a break, catch your breath. I'm going to the Yankees and Padres game, and I'm taking the under 7.5 total runs. Minus 110 odds on BetMGM is your best value. Now, when it comes to Yankees under, I was so tempted yesterday to take that Yankees game under as my just normal pick. That would have dodged the bullet there with the Tigers, just a poo-poo team. But we look at this matchup. I really do like the under 7.5. Yankees' first road game in a week. They obviously play at the Mickey Mouse Yankee Stadium, where any deep line drive to right field is a home run. The Padres are coming off a series in a very hitter-friendly ballpark as well, with Great American Ballpark. Look at what they did. They did score a lot there. Now they're both coming back to a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Petco is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. I really do think this is under spot. And both starting pitchers have an outs line at 17.5, heavily juiced on the over, and earned run lines at 2.5 each, with plus value on the over. So the books at least are projecting this one to be sort of a pitcher's duel, as am I. I do think that's what we get today. We look at who's starting for the Padres today. It's Yu Darvish. He's been amazing this year. 2.08 ERA and a 0.9 whip for Yu Darvish. He has an 8-pitch arsenal. This is what makes Yu Darvish so good, is he keeps hitters really guessing what type of pitch is coming. He will keep the Yankees hitters off balance today. They won't really know what to expect. They don't see Yu Darvish a ton. Obviously, he plays in the NL. They play in the AL. I really do like Yu Darvish today. I think he has a really solid outing. Look at the numbers. Over the last 4 games pitched, Darvish is only allowing a 124 batting average. That's virtually unhittable. I mean, knock on wood, hope he's unhittable today. His ERA is slightly higher at home, but still only a 2.35 ERA at home this season. Sub-3 ERA, that's a guy we want to back. He's deadly in the 2-strike count. Batters are only hitting 167 off Darvish. And in the clutch stat, my new favorite thing to really evaluate pitchers, especially for a total, how good are you with 2 outs, runners in scoring position? Yu Darvish, virtually unhittable. 118 batting average allowed with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Can you strand that guy on second with 2 outs? Because that's what comes over-unders come down to a lot. Because if you have the under, you just need that guy to be frozen there. Yu Darvish has been really good at leaving that guy there. He could give up a few hits every now and then, but if you strand the guy with runners in scoring position, that's going to cash an under more times than not. Now, the other side, Carlos Rodon starts for the Yankees. 3.27 ERA, 1.2 whip for Rodon. Padres are seeing a lefty. They haven't been good versus lefties this year. 27th in batting average versus lefties. I think Carlos Rodon comes out and has a decent showing as well. He's tough on lefties. If they want to put the lefty-lefty matchup in there at Cronenworth, Luis Ariz, that's not the best to do. Rodon's only allowing a 206 batting average to lefties this season, 243 to righty. So obviously a little bit better on the lefty-righty split. But I still think when it comes down to it, they're going to need production out of some of those left-handed bats. I think Rodon is in a good position for success today. The Padres 12th in batting average with runners in scoring position. I've backed the San Diego Padres a few times this year. Made me want to pull my hair out when they've been stranding guys with runners in scoring position, because they're good. They're better than average, but they're still not like top 5 or top 3. Part of why Rodon is better this year than last year is his ability to be able to wiggle out of jams. I mentioned the clutch stat for Yu Darvish. Listen to this one. Rodon is only allowing a .095 batting average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. There's been a lot of times when I've watched the Yankees and Rodon pitch this season where he's got bases loaded jam, and you're just like, uh-oh, is this the blow-up inning? and he wiggles his way out of it. The numbers are there. I think Rodon comes in and pitches a really solid outing. And then even when both these two starters are out, how are the bullpens? Elite bullpens. Yankees second in bullpen ERA, Padres ninth in bullpen ERA, 2 top 10 bullpens. I think they come in and hold it down. I think both starters give us some decent length in this one. Give me the under between the Yankees and Padres. I do like that as a total pick today. But Austin, you got another one for the people. Where are you going?
I'm going to a player prop, and it should be a system play that I regret not having taken the last 2 weeks or so. I've only taken it once or twice against this team. It is Justin Verlander of the Houston Astros under 2.5 earned runs, -120. I'm Bet365. Now, this is available on a bunch of different books. Obviously, Bet365, DraftKings, BetMGM, they're all around -120 to -130. Personally, wouldn't go higher than maybe -135, maybe -140. There's not a great pivot for FanDuel bettors out there. There's not like I can say, oh, well, you can take this, because could be a possibility where Verlander goes out there, gets 2 outs in the inning, his third out is an error, and then he gives up 7 earned runs, and you're getting cooked if you took like a team total under for the A's, whereas I can afford errors, which is why I don't mind taking earned runs props, because if this defense doesn't want to support him back there and they want to throw the ball into the stands, doesn't hurt us at all. In fact, it is what it is at that point if he's giving up a bunch of earned runs. But let's talk about Verlander. Obviously, is a trusted veteran. You guys know who that is. 3.97 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP so far this year. In his 6 starts, he's gone under in 4 of them. In those starts, 2-0-2, 7-0 and 4 earned runs. His last start, not great. 4 earned runs to the Brewers, but the biggest thing is they made him work. 98 pitches, and he didn't even make it through 5 innings, 4 2/3. That's what the Brewers do. They foul off a lot of pitches and make you work. And he obviously struggled in there. As you foul off more pitches, you see more of them, and you start to hit better. But the A's have not been a team that really makes pitchers work. They're really low in terms of pitches seen per plate appearance. And we've seen Verlander bounce back after bad starts. And the 4 earned runs was a bad start for him. And then he had a 7 earned run start earlier this year, and he bounced back with 0 the next game. You look at last year, Verlander made 27 starts, under in 63% of them. So pretty solid. In the 10 starts that he went over, he bounced back in the next start, going under an 8 of 10 such starts. His 2 overs that he went over against the Dodgers and Orioles. If you remember, and those 2 offenses are really, really good. Dodgers, really good last year, even without Ohtani. And obviously the Orioles, one of the best offenses in the league, especially with runners in scoring position last year. Today, I don't really equate the A's to, that, juggernaut offense. I mean, this is a team that has been struggling, 4th lowest batting average with runners in scoring position. And Verlander's going to throw a lot of 4-seamers, 50%. But when he throws the curveball and slider, 2 pitches that the A's have been really struggling against. And it's something I love about Verlander, 93rd percentile in hard hit percentage. And when the A's put up runs, typically those home runs and things like that, but he's been limiting the hard contact, getting some soft fly balls to his outfielders, and I really think he'll be able to do his job against the A's. I said at the top of this analysis, this is a system play. This is what I mean. If you look at the last 2 weeks, 1-3. 13 straight starting pitchers to face the A's have gone under 2.5 earned runs. That includes guys like the Rockies, had Cal Quantrill, Austin Gomber, Ryan Feltner, guys that had struggled all year, and they still were able to navigate this A's lineup. I just don't fear a ton of bats in this lineup 1 through 9. I think Verlander will be able to navigate some jams. The A's just have not been able to get those timely hits. If they get them today, tip my cap, but it's a system play at this point. If you give me a 2.5 earned runs line against the A's, until they prove me wrong and they get 3 or more against someone, I'll fade them here. So Justin Verlander, really like his under 2.5 earned runs, my favorite prop of the day. But Logan, you know what time it is. It's Nerfy Nation time, baby. We need the flags. We need the rally music. We haven't had a Nerfy the last 2 days, but we better believe we got one on a big slate on Friday. Going into the weekend, waving these flags. Now, there's a bunch of different options today, but we found one we felt like was the best one. There's a couple we could have gone with, but this feels like a really sharp one. And we're not going to waste any more of your time. We're heading to the Big Apple, to Queens, where we're taking the Mets and Giants. Nowhere on first inning, -120 on Bet365. Now, I would play this about -130, -145. I think every book was right around -120 to -130. So not terrible. In our Nerfy playable odds, we don't take Nerfies at -150. You see what happened with the Luzardo one the other day. He gave up a Yerfie. Well, I think it was Freddie that gave up the Yerfie. There was not a single run scored the rest of the game. That's why we don't take juice Nerfies, because that's painful. But let's talk about Christian Scott, who will go for the Mets today. He's obviously a new pitcher. He's 2-1 on Nerfies, 2-0 in his last 2 starts. His first start of his MLB debut, his rookie debut, was a Yerfie. He gave up, I think, 3 consecutive hits to the Rays before he dialed it on in. But he's been better the last 2. Pitching at home, obviously not a lot of starts at home, but 1-0 at home. And he has a 4.5 hits allowed line. Like when you give me a 4.5 hits allowed line, that's not juice. It's like -115. That makes me think that at least he pitches decently today. The Giants, 21st in batting average, or 21st in first inning runs, 18th in batting average with runners in scoring position. I think Mr. Scott can get us those first 3 outs. Then who's going to take us home for the Giants side of the equation? Because I heard he owes us some money, Logan.
Yeah, he does. His name's Kyle Harrison, and he has not been friendly to our bankroll when we're betting his player prop. But today, Kyle Harrison, go out and get us 3 outs. That's all I'm asking for you to do. Kyle Harrison, 8-2 on Nerf. He's 5-0 on the road, which is really solid. If he can come in and have his command and control today, we're going to be in a really good position to cash this. The Mets offense 20th in first inning runs, not that impressive. And you just mentioned the Giants are 18th in batting average with runners in scoring position. Mets right behind them, 19th in batting average with runners in scoring position. Harrison is a lefty too. We know this. Let's see how he's going to face. He's going to face Nimmo, Lindor, Alonso, likely in that Mets top of the order. Mets versus left-handed pitching. Their averages: Nimmo 209, Lindor 194, Alonso 175. They've not been seeing left-handed pitching all that well. I think Kyle Harrison, as long as you don't walk anybody, please, prayers for that. We should be in a really good position to cash this Nerfy. Let's go, Nerfy Nation.
Let's fly the flags, baby. Let's get 3 quick and easy outs on each side, 6 total. And let's wave the flags. I think we've hit 9 of our last 10 Nerfies, so hopefully we can move that to 10 of our last 11. But y'all have a wonderful Friday. Those are our 5 picks of the day. Our 5th one or our first one, whichever you want to categorize it as, is our hit parlay of the day. When it is live, I will link it on the screen as well as in the description in the pinned comment. So check that out. We've done really well on those this season. Y'all have a great Friday, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. Peace.